Sure am.
sure fucking am.
Natural habitat.
If there's weed, it's natural. Boy. Make sure it's sun. Okay. Cool. What's up, guys? It's Louie, and I'm here with Zach, also known as Sector Z, and we're just going to talk today about what we love to do, and we're going to smoke some weed while we do it, more than likely, since I have a doob and he's rolling a doob, and we just took some dabs, so it's pretty dope. So yeah, man, how's this week been going for you?
Oh, dude, it's been amazing, man.
So we were talking before, and I asked the question, what's the biggest show that you've done, or what's been the most meaningful show to date? And your answer was,
oh, Sunsquabi, man, without any question.
And that was Wednesday.
Yeah, this past Wednesday.
A couple days ago.
Yeah, absolutely, the biggest crowd I've played for and the most energy I've felt from the crowd in my career to date. So I'm super stoked about that.
Now, did playing that show impact some music you want to write going into the future?
Absolutely, man, and that's actually spot on how I feel about it. I've been playing all these shows recently. I've probably been playing about one a week since I started performing about a year ago.
Yeah.
That's been helping me to fuel my own inspiration for my
finding
own
your sound.
Yeah. Absolutely, because connecting with the crowd and feeling their vibe and what I want, it allows me to see what I want to do with my own creations. And so yeah, that's been huge.
And you were mentioning that you're thinking about, or you're kind of putting together a project coming up?
Absolutely. So I've got a 6-track EP that should be coming out sometime next month.
Nice.
I'm not exactly sure on the release date yet because I've been slacking a little
Whenever
bit.
It's ready.
But I'm finally getting back into being super inspired. It's coming along nicely. I've got 2 or 3 collabs on there. One with Spaceship Earth, one with my buddy Homemade Spaceship.
Okay.
And another that I'll talk about in the future or just tell you guys when it comes out. But
that's always a good idea.
Yeah, so it might turn into 7 tracks even. It started as just being 4, but now it's escalated to 6 or 7, and I'm super stoked about it.
Do you have a particular thing that you want that project to represent?
Yeah, I do. And so here's the thing is I've been producing music under the alias Sector Z for probably about 2 years only seriously. And it's only been this past year that I've really been grinding as hard as possible on making music. And so I'm super stoked to show everybody the progression of my, ability as a producer. And
what would you say your progression has become? Where do you feel you've grown the most, or where do you feel your sound's evolved?
That's a great question, actually, because I'm super stoked about the fact that I've been looking into more, and studying music has been a huge part of this, observing what others are doing because I wasn't doing enough of that. But I've been looking into, what are the elements of electronic music that make people want to get up there and dance and get down, So I've been studying more
a science of
exactly, into groove. And for me, it came down to small things the percussion here, the melody there needs to do more movement. And so, yeah, I'm really stoked to just present people with something that they can, really dance to.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And so, outside of music, how's life going for you, bro?
Oh, it's going great now, man. Absolutely. I think no human is free from what we call the human condition, which is trials and tribulations of life, man. You got to go through it all to get where you want to be, and I'm still learning, but getting on this musical path and really focusing on it for me and starting to see some results has really lifted my spirit, man. It's been awesome.
Heck yeah. So you're saying it specifically lifted your spirit. How did, when you decided to get in music, literally, how would you say it, changed your life or how you carry yourself?
So when I guess I've always been pretty musical, but, once I finally got into music, it just showed me this path of life that's so enlightening, and, I don't like to use that term loosely, but,
no,
it's just I'm learning so much more about who I am in life in general this way, and I'm getting to meet all the coolest people through doing the thing that's most important to me.
Right.
And I think passion is just huge in life, man.
Heck yeah, man. I can attest to the concept that when you just put your head down and just stick in your lane, it's amazing who just appears in your life.
Yeah,
right?
Focus, man. That's really what it is.
It's
and
a bunch of focused people.
Yeah,
whoa.
Exactly, and a lot of the thing is we can tell people too is you can do this by doing something that you love, And I'm by no means highly successful doing this, I'm just happy because this is it's going a way that allows me to, I'm combining all the things that I wanted to do outside of producing, which is attend shows and meet all these cool people, into what I'm doing with producing. So now it's all this complete package that's life is a little less stressful for me because I don't worry about certain small shit like that, you know. It's just, I don't know, it's easier to deal with this way.
Definitely, man. I mean, I growing up, like, I was like the emo kid, like all depressed and shit. You know what I mean?
It's a
just
human
like,
condition, man.
yeah, you know, just dealing with this ego body, you know, and not having enough soul to like deal with it all, you know. But yeah, man, I think it's just like embracing all that and just kind of turning it into something more positive now by like just doing what you love all the time.
Absolutely.
And I find myself doing shit now that like my 14-year-old self is like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do.
Exactly.
You know? Which is wild.
And it's less, and it's more natural, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's less like, oh, what should I be doing right now? It's just like, nah, I'm doing this. This is the thing I love, you know? And when you're not like I'm sure you do when you're not like sitting there, you know, sewing or like doing your art, just like me when I'm not producing music, I'm kind of involving myself in an area that provides that experience for me without having to, you know, directly create it myself, which is like, you're always feeling inspired, you know? There's endless areas to seek inspiration from, which is amazing.
So what other creative outlets do you have other than music?
So
do you like to cook? Do you like to...
Yeah, no, absolutely. So as like,
nice.
as a former, well, as an English major, a graduated English major, I was a former creative writing major. So I love to write. I haven't been doing it as much because music is kind of my way to do that, but every once in a while, man, like just jotting down thoughts and like looking at them is kind of like
looking back on them.
The human brain is a fascinating thing,
yeah.
You know, and but other than that, man, there are so like, you know, art, any sort of art. I like to be outside. I like to throw frisbee, you know, play disc golf. Like, there's so many things I like to do that. I don't know. As long as you like, if you ever feel uninspired doing one thing, switch it up to another.
Yeah.
It'll provide the inspiration for that thing that you know lost it for in the first place.
Yeah.
Hey, life is cool, I'd say.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Life is definitely, being a human being is like really wild.
You know really is, dude.
Like you were just talking about writing. Like as a human being, you can literally write a thought down today that you can bring yourself back to in the future whenever you read it.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever.
No, and then that's why
wild.
Like, I seriously, I've been meaning to like getting back into like journaling regularly again.
I tried.
I did it years
almost
ago.
Every day.
You know,
it's so important.
It really is.
Just like one little page in my journal, bro. Just like whatever I'm feeling that day. I also like to write down like blessings, like just the universe doing dope shit. I'm just like to reaffirm.
I need to do that too, man. Seriously, because then you can literally count them. As corny as that sounds.
Yeah, no, literally, it's it almost I feel like accelerates the like synchronicities when you acknowledge them and like affirm like, wow, that was a dope synchronicity, like that, like everything is falling together and falling into place, and all I'm doing is just like doing what I love, which is like so hippie to say, but like though, fucking dude. Lit, you know. And
that's all like, and it's you don't even have to try as hard. Like it obviously takes, you know, like with every passion, there's gonna be work there too, you know. So like sometimes when you sit down on hours on end, you're like, damn, you know, my hands are tired, or my ears are tired.
Right.
But, you know, that's part of it, and it's all such a beautiful experience when it really comes down to it.
Heck yeah, man. It's when the people that, like, you care about or that, like, you become to care about because you're interacting with them, like, feel something from your work. It's, like, the dopest thing a human being can experience.
Absolutely, dude.
It's nothing
and
else.
And it's real, too.
It's so real.
You know what I mean?
You can live in that moment.
There's no, like, other situations in life, you know, some at least. There's no, like, questioning the validity of any sort of claim or anything like that. It's just, like, you meet these people, and you're all there for the same reason. And they're not even really, like... It's not like people are going to sugarcoat it, man. Like, if they like your art, they like your art. They're going to tell you they like it, you know, and it's awesome, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Because, you know, there's something about them that you can appreciate, too, and the very fact that they came and said something to you is, like, it makes your day or night or whatever, you know.
Well, it's like you found another version of you in a way. Because, like, if you do what you love and you, like, manifest a piece of you... And then somebody connects with that. That means like there's a piece of you and them that connected with it. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Some trippy kind of.
Dude, you know what's also awesome is like the various perceptions that people have on a particular piece of art. Like the various ways that people can perceive a particular piece of art is like, oh my god, I never would have thought of it that way. Even if it's your art, you know, that somebody else is offering their perspective on. It's fascinating.
Right, like I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, because like especially sometimes when I like ask for like criticism in my own music, or like when I used to do it in school for writing, like people would give you the most interesting perspectives that it's like, dude, I never would have seen it that way. There's just no way. And you learn from that and you grow from that, which is awesome, you know.
Right. that introspective journey is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, dude, I got another one. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. See, it's a beautiful Saturday. Gonna
It
go
really
jumping
is.
on trampolines in like a couple hours, so that's gonna be sweet. Man, this weather, dude, like it's so funny because like this was like gonna be the first like event kind of this series leading up to the ventralization show next week, and it's just funny how the universe like shifted it up, man.
Yeah, it
Like
is,
we got
man,
some
'cause
savage rain the last 2
that's the
days, and it's
thing.
cold today, so
I
like there's
know.
no way the park was happening. But hey, you know, you gotta roll with it. And it's like, okay, universe, you don't want us to do that today. We have all summer to do that.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
go fucking jump on trampolines and plan like a warrior trampoline course and fucking drink afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds way doper, honestly.
When in doubt, just switch it up like we were already talking about.
Yeah, man. Which is really cool. So yeah, man. Do you have any projects coming up?
So, besides the EP,
Yeah.
I will be releasing like a collab or two that so I've got like realistically probably like 10 or 11 tracks in the works.
Nice.
As, you know, the average producer tends to have a bunch of projects floating around. There's a few collabs and such that I'm excited to release like intermittently, either like right before the EP or kind of after, you know.
Yeah.
That are like really awesome. It's just they were a lot different than like most of the other pieces, but I have to let that little bit go.
No worries.
On the EP because you know, as like an EP or an album, you want to keep some sort of like central theme or motif.
Oh, definitely, man.
Generally to keep it flowing more as a cohesive story. And these other tracks were definitely like they could hang in there, but I wanted them to be more delivered on their own, so as to do like the other artists' work more justice too. Because I've got a couple other collabs that are like really big sounding. It's just like they were kind of done in a different time frame than my EP was, so I don't think they just probably won't end up on there. But yeah, man, there's probably like 10 or 11 tracks coming real soon, and I've been on this little bit of hiatus, like 3 or 4 months that I haven't really released anything. But
cool, man.
it's for a good reason, man. Sometimes you got to sit down and grind, you know.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, all right, man. Well, it was great sitting down and talking about what Sector Z is up to. We're gonna keep chilling or whatever, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Have a good one, and you know what? Do what you love today. That'd be pretty dope.
Much love.